Great. Thank you so much for attending. Today is going to be a talk about LibreTexts community and how we support the community, how we build the community, and how we help enrich the whole entire group of people that use LibreTexts to really be a force for good in the world of OER. So I'm here with my colleague, Jennifer Rogers, and I'm Justin Shorb. I lead up the professional development and academy aspects of LibreTexts, and Jennifer leads up our LibreNet consortium and outreach with LibreTexts. So if we started anywhere with this talk, I wanted to start with their mission statement, which is the LibreTexts mission is to bring together students, faculty, and scholars in a collaborative effort to provide an accessible and comprehensive platform that empowers our community to develop, curate, adapt, and adopt openly licensed resources and technologies. Through these efforts, we can reduce the financial burden borne from traditional educational resource costs, ensuring education is more accessible for students and communities worldwide. And I want to emphasize that in here, 3 times we mentioned wanting to work with the community. We want to bring together students, faculty, and scholars in collaborative efforts. We want to empower people in our community, and we want to ensure that education is accessible across communities. So really at the core heart of what we do here is trying to encourage people to work together for this community effort. I think you'll find that it is a very large community that we serve. So LibreTexts is a platform of over 3,000 books. We have over 350,000 unique visitors per day with over 400 students, 400 institutions using it, and they spend time on our website. One thing you can look at with websites is how long people spend. So most standard websites are around 50 seconds, and people spend over 2 minutes a page on average looking at our pages. So it is a useful site. People find it to be useful, and it's growing all the time. But it's not just textbooks. We are a large group of technologies that are also open source, openly licensed in many cases, filled with a lot of OER content as well. When I gave this talk last year, this was our list of our materials that we had to help engage students and to have platform. Our newest one at the time was what we called Antecedent, which has grown and really blossomed into a really great tool. And that has joined all of these other things that have come about since the last Open Ed Week last year. We now have an academy online for professional development, asynchronous courses. We now have a forum that if you're part of LibreTexts, then you know it was launched formally on Monday of this week, which is our forum for faculty to talk about OER resources, teaching, and books. The Antecedent has become the Forge in the last year, a much more powerful tool. If you listened to our earlier talks this week, then you heard a little bit about that. We've really fleshed out our store in the last year as well. So all of these things have been growing within just a year to build up the real powerful platform that LibreTexts is. But who is LibreTexts? Well, you'll probably have seen this slide before. I'm here with with Benny, our little mascot. We do our faculty enrichment, professional development, curriculum innovations, things like that, leading discussions like this. Our founder, who's also on the call right now, Delmar Larson, he started this a long time ago and has been with the project, growing it and getting people excited about OER and enabling faculty to reduce those burdens to students and cost. Followed not too long after by Josh Halpern, who's an emeritus professor at chemistry from Howard University, who's been working with us for a long time to keep things going, help people out, attend conferences, and has worked as the COO for quite a while. And then Jennifer Rogers, who's my colleague here. So right now on the call, you have 3 out of the 4 people who answer our emails, who do all of our trainings, attend all of our conferences. We have no sales team. We have no group of minions that we're in charge of. But we do have a lot of great magic makers behind the scenes that do a lot of that work. And they are located across the country. You can see the little gear icons next to the people who you may not have seen their faces, but they built things like Adapt and the Commons and our Conductor project management system. But really, if you ask the question who LibreTexts is, it really is a ton of people who have volunteered time or used resources, whether in their own power with their institutions to help their students, but also to benefit the community. There's a big difference between a professor or a librarian who is looking to build some tool that's going to be useful for their faculty, or if they're going to be thinking outside that box and thinking we all benefit from having a community of people and reduce that workload for everybody. You might know some of these people here. Some of them might be on the call right now. But these people have written grants with us. They've worked with us trying to enhance this community, and they have a lot of knowledge that really can benefit each other. If you run into them at conferences, they have done amazing things and sometimes pushed our platform to new levels of excitement. And this really is because we all follow that original example of our founder, Delmar Larson, who started off with the ChemWiki at UC Davis, but quickly realized that just having free content wasn't going to be enough. We needed to build new technology. We needed to develop new technology and tools and ways to curate this information, as well as really serve our community with a lot of training. So there's all the platforms with our launchpad at LibreTexts. If you're not familiar with all those from any LibreTexts site, you can hit that little rocket ship icon in the upper corner to go take a look at all the different things that you have access to within it. Where does LibreTexts get the money to do this work? Well, we work with our community. None of the grants that we've gotten, millions of dollars of grants throughout the years, have been won by writing it from just working with UC Davis by Delmar alone. Over years, we've worked hard to collaborate with institutions from Hope College is where I actually first started working as a professor and worked collaboratively with Delmar to get grants that would work there. We've worked with people all over California and then also expanding out to Duke and to UC Davis and University of Wisconsin-Madison. MIT is one of the partners on our most recent grants. We work with faculty across the country because our platform is used across the country. And this is how we can make sure that the platform remains relevant and continues to grow in useful ways. That's a lot of support that we need to do. I mentioned earlier, we do have that YouTube channel. This video will be posted to the YouTube channel on the bottom left, you can see. But we also have our LibreTexts Insight, which is kind of our frequently asked questions. Go there if you need to find some help with adapt or how to do something. And then at the bottom right-hand corner of all of our libraries and all of our platforms, you'll see a little blue question mark. You can go there and ask any question you want to and submit it to our support team. One of those 4 people that you saw on that list in the first slide are the people who answer all those calls. You can also attend office hours for free on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific or noon Eastern. Zoom.libretext.org. Log in, first come, first serve. One of those 4 people on that first slide will man office hours. We had me and Josh were there this morning for an hour helping people out with just anything from I don't know how to start this to I'm finishing my project and I want to get it across the finish line. Those are all accessed from that launchpad as well with that support center. It's a group of people that care a lot about making sure that all of us can share that knowledge and get it out there. This model is not that sustainable. So one of the things that we're working on is building ways for us to help each other as a large community of people. So all of the people on your screen there have worked with LibreTexts, have some knowledge, sometimes extensive knowledge of how all of this works. So the most recent launch was of their Connections Forum, which is another thing on our Launchpad. Connections, near it's alphabetical, by the way, so in case you're curious about how we organize them. The Connections is our new forum, which lets people publish or ask questions, post comments, ask help support questions, whatever they'd like to, and the community can help each other out. We have areas for how to publish a book, how to use Adapt, how to use Forge. We have areas for each of our libraries if you want to talk about books or see what new books have been published, which ones are now harvested and available. This community action is still going. It is for verified instructor logins only. It is a public site. People can read it, but you can make private posts or anonymous posts, and you can tag things with whatever you want. We're watching it all the time. People have started actively using it in the last week, and it's a great resource that's out there. And at the last one there, if you really love what we do, we love to have testimonials. Make a comment in the share the love area of what you think has been helpful for you. Those testimonials mean a lot because we are community driven. We're not a sales pitch driven group of people. So we did launch that this week. I will point out there is an area on Start Here to Get Discussing. That's underneath the general area. And there's also, I put this QR code here. We have a new area for seeking collaborators. So if you're someone who's been interested in working on a project, but you don't have that group of community that you'd like to have, this is an area for you to look for co-authors, for people who are teaching the same things. And then we can kind of keep track of it that way. So with that, the emphasis on community and structure of our intentional aspects of community at LibreTexts, I'm going to hand it off to Jennifer Rogers, who's going to talk to you about the LibreNet Consortium.
Thanks, Justin. Sorry, just letting somebody in. Hi, everyone. Justin introduced me a little bit, but I'll go ahead and give you just a little bit more information about myself. I am currently the Director of Outreach, Engagement, and Development for LibreTexts. My background, unlike pretty much all of my colleagues, is actually in the humanities. I was an English and art history major. I worked in libraries mostly academic libraries for close to 20 years. I joined LibreTexts in 2018 when Del Mar got the open textbook pilot grant, the inaugural open textbook pilot grant from the U.S. Department of Education. And just a little fun fact about me, I took this picture at the Art Institute in Chicago for my son, who has been obsessed with Van Gogh since kindergarten. And that blue hexagon tattoo on my arm is actually LibreText inspired. Next slide, Justin. So Justin already mentioned this a little bit, who we are. We are a very, very small but mighty team. He showed you the slide a few minutes ago. And although there are very few of us, we like to remind you that with your LibreNet membership, your LibreNet Consortium membership, you do receive some priority access to our services. So although we answer everybody's questions and inquiries as quickly and efficiently as we can, we do give some priority access to LibreNet members because we appreciate that you are here helping us build our community. And we want to learn from you just as you want to learn from us. And so it's all a part of us working together to help grow the community so that we can help not just people in California. You'll see that we're a very California heavy team, but we really are a national project. Next slide, please, Justin. So you can see on this map, which is probably not even 100% up to date because we just this year were awarded an RFP with all of the California community colleges. So we're probably missing some institutions on this map, but the red sort of dots you'll see are current LibreNet institutions. The blue, which you'll see all over the country and even up into Canada, are institutions that have published at least one book with us. Over here on the right are just a few of the colleges, institutions that have joined the LibreNet thus far. We have over 150 and counting right now. I don't know if any of you are affiliated with LibreNet institutions. I think a couple of you at least are. If you want to introduce yourselves in the chat, please do. We always like to know who comes to these presentations and helps us represent the work that we're doing. Next slide. So one of the things we talk about with the LibreNet is how we offer you 10 times the power at a fraction of the cost. This right here is a list of some of the benefits that you will get as a full LibreNet member. We'll go into the levels of membership in a slide or two. But if you join the LibreNet, currently full membership is $2,500 a year, which we think you will see as a lot less than any of the other open organizations out there that are offering similar types of services, but not nearly as many as you will get with LibreNet membership. So you get the unlimited number of customized texts along with full IT support. You get your very own campus commons, which we'll show you an example in just a few minutes. You have a campus conductor that helps you organize all of your projects, gives you statistics and more. We have brand new analytics that are coming online that we've been working really hard to get up for everyone. We have branded textbooks, PDFs. We have team workbenches, so you can work as a solo author. You can work together with a team, all in the same place. As a new member, you get a 2-hour virtual jumpstart to help you get started. We recognize that we have a lot of platforms, a lot of content, and so we want to make sure that everybody who comes on board knows exactly where to start and how to get going. Justin mentioned briefly Academy Online. He'll go into that a little bit later as well, which provides now asynchronous professional development that is included with your LibreNet membership. You can access it separately as well, but that's an added benefit of joining the LibreNet now, is you do get 2 seats on Academy Online. You also get priority access and pricing to all of our emerging technologies like Adapt, the Forge, and Jupyter that were mentioned earlier. If you're in the state of California, you get Adapt, which is our open homework platform, for free. If you are a LibreNet member outside of the state of California, you have access to all 3 of those advanced technologies for $15 per student per 6 months. So you also get, as a LibreNet member, you get priority accessibility review, assessments, and access to the development teams. We have 2 annual workshops that we call LibreFest, One is a week-long training in July. This year it's going to be the week of July 13th, I believe. So if you want to mark your calendars for that, as a LibreNet member, you get free registration. We also have one in October that is a shorter version. It's usually a day or two half days. Just sort of goes over all of the basics. We also started last year our LibreNet Campus Admin Roundtable. So if you were part of a LibreNet campus and you were the administrator, you will be invited every June, mid to late June, to attend a roundtable so that you will be the first to hear about all of the developments that are happening with LibreText. And we usually have our LibreNet members do a lot of beta testing for us as well. So you get priority access to things before anybody else. Next slide. So we have two levels of consortium membership. First of all, we have on this slide, you'll see we have free for everybody. Everybody can access all of our platforms. You can publish your own book. We will host up to 5 books for you before we ask you to even join the LibreNet, which will be hosted just in the general commons. We also have a lot of free resources through Academy, which Justin will cover in just a little bit. And then we have full members and affiliate members. Affiliate members have to be associated with a full member. So as an affiliate member, you still have access to all the platforms. You can customize your books, and you have an unlimited number of books that we will publish for you. Full members, you get all of the things we just mentioned, and then you also receive a very own custom branded campus commons for your campus. And we'll show you an example of that in just a second. Next slide, Justin. So as a full LibreNet member, you will have your very own branded campus commons. This is an example right here from the College of Southern Nevada that joined our consortium a couple years ago. And with this commons, it's fully customizable. You are allotted 2 campus admins per campus. Those admins can go in and, edit the content and the appearance of the commons. And again, you will receive priority support through your LibreNet membership and through your LibreNet admins who will communicate directly with us when you have questions. Next slide. So Justin talked about this a little bit. Why LibreText? Because we're more than just textbooks. We are the largest platform for OER material in the world with over 1.5 million pages of content, including over 3,000 textbooks, ancillary materials, open homework problems and assessment, that brand new analytics that I mentioned that our developers have been working on really hard behind the scenes. We have our one-of-a-kind OER remixer. If you're not familiar with it, we have some webinars from our Basics for Beginners series that you can check out now on our YouTube channel on how to use our remixer. We have LMS integration. You saw a little bit on the map on a slide earlier. We have over 600 institutions currently using our repositories. We have a lot of free support. We have the office hours that Justin mentioned. We have our support center. We probably offer more support than any other open education organization out there. So we pride ourselves on the fact that if you contact us, we will answer your question. Again, probably one of those 4 people that you saw on a slide at the beginning of this presentation, as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We don't want anybody to feel like they're struggling with any aspects of our project. So whether you're a LibreNet member or not, you're going to get support. But if you join the LibreNet, you're going to have access to priority support through your membership. Next slide. So that was why LibreText. Now why the LibreNet? Well, on our team, we have decades of experience between all of us in different areas. And with that experience, we are constantly creating new technologies. As Justin mentioned, Forge is within the last year or two. Adapt, same thing. Our Jupyter Hub is now back up and running. So we have all of these technologies that are coming online. We are constantly looking at ways to update and upgrade all of the platforms that we offer, which then leads to easier construction of OER. which is what we want. More people creating OER so that more students are using it in the classroom, which then easier construction will lead to easier adoption. We like to say easier adoption then equal endless possibilities. We are a growing community. Justin talked about collaboration. We want to collaborate with as many of you as possible. We would not be here without the support of the LibreTexts community. You are the reason that we are here. You are the reason that we continue to grow and are able to offer all of the services and resources that we offer. So how does this enhance everyone's experience? Well, we talk a lot about sustainability. One of our big things is sustainability, long-term sustainability. That is what we are aiming for. Everything we do, we look at through a sustainability lens. LibreNet includes added benefits and access to the greater LibreVerse, which helps us build that long-term sustainability that we're always trying to achieve. Growth comes with sustainability, more OER to use and share across libraries and across disciplines. Building community helps us build collaboration equals relationship building, right? And a relationship building equals more expansive networks, which is what we're trying to do here. We want to really spread, we want to advocate for open education, but we also want to practice what we preach. Next slide. So who is the LibreNet? Justin touched on this a little bit as well. The LibreNet is you. So this is just a very, very small snapshot of some of the people who have worked very closely with us for a lot of years. And so as I say in the corner over here, we saved a spot for you because we really would love for you to come join our community and really help us build on what Del Mar created 18 years ago, I want to say now, 2008. LibreNet is community. And again, we couldn't do any of this without you. So we hope that you will consider joining us. If you have questions, I will put my email in the chat. Reach out to me directly anytime. I am the point person for the LibreNet, so I'm happy to answer any questions that you have at any time. And I think that's you then, Justin. My team.
Jennifer, do you want to drop the LibreNet link in the chat for anybody who wants to have that more information?
I will.
Great. So as Jennifer ended up there talking a lot about our support, I wanted to remind everybody of what the free support is. The free support is that support center and that connections, along with our YouTube videos, our free office hours. All of those things are available to everyone. When we say priority access, often that just means if you show up or you have a ticket, we'll know that you're from a LibreNet institution, and we prioritize those to get answered faster, but they don't have a lot of like additional things. We have a lot of the things that are just there for free, but a lot of the access that you can see can really, there's a lot of it to be had even without that. But I would want to mention that that Academy Online and that connections are available if you hit that Launchpad with a rocket ship. Those are those two there. They're accessible, and you can post if you're a verified instructor account, which is also free. So if you go to the LibreTexts homepage, libretext.org, there is also this academy that's right there, or you can just go straight to libretext.org/academy. And that academy is for professional development and further intensive support and things like that. And that is also where you would find our faculty resources. So our faculty resources on the LibreTexts Academy has a list of things. I'll talk about a couple of them, but the two I want to point out is the construction guide and the free monthly webinar series. Every month we have a webinar either on basics for beginners, just introduction to LibreTexts, but then we also go into introduction for adapt, introduction for publishing, introduction for making ancillary materials. And those are offered once a month, and they're kind of similar to this kind of a platform. It's a Zoom, and then we have conversation afterwards. The LibreTexts construction guide is basically our user manual for everything in our platform, from the adapt homework system to basic editing, getting started, the commons, the conductor, all of those things. And those are all available through our LibreTexts Academy, and then, or you can go straight to the construction guide. I just find it easy to do this if you're going to the Academy anyway for all of your professional development. We do have the Academy online where you can get certificates of completion. So if you are looking for ways to spend some of your professional development funds to get some proof that you've used them in some effective way. We do have certified user badges that we've given out to people who have completed different sets of trainings. There are 3 at the top that are free for everybody that are Introduction to the LibreTexts, Introduction to Adapt, and we do have a small, short little thing for students that might want to use LibreTexts in their and get a walkthrough. But that's mostly a video that somebody has made for their students that we thought was super valuable. So as you look at there, they can get those different badges, but we do have other tools as well. Like I mentioned, that monthly webinars. I wanted to highlight that in July, we don't have a monthly webinar because we have our LibreFest. If you're looking for a way to get jump-started into your OER world and getting your course revamped, blocking off the week of LibreFest is a great way to do that. It's virtual. There's a lot of office hours. There's a lot of hands-on workshops where we'll lead you through click by click how to do something. And it's completely drop in, drop out, however you want to work it. So if you don't want to use Adapt, you don't have to go to the Adapt sessions. You can work on your own stuff, but you can block out that time to work on your stuff on your own time too. So it's a way to kind of say, I'm going to be working this week, this summer in July, on building my textbook and my Adapt homework set for fall. And a lot of people do join us for that. LibreNet members get a reduced cost for that. And otherwise, it's still extremely cheap. It's always been less than $50, but it's just enough for us to make sure we have the funds in order to manage all of the infrastructure. And sometimes we throw a t-shirt in there too. So that's one thing in July. I want to mention October. We also at Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is a one-day crash course. So if you're at a campus that really wants to get people involved in LibreTexts and you want to just give them a chance to do a professional development day, tying that in with Oktoberfest is great, because they can do a full day crash course on a bunch of these videos, kind of like how we did Open Ed Week. We did one per day this week. That's all in one day. So it is definitely a lot of work at once. In addition to those free monthly webinars, the LibreTexts Academy also, so the monthly webinars in the LibreFest and Oktoberfest, we have a connections form, which is run through the LibreTexts Academy. We do offer in-person virtual workshops, cohort training for either an institution or a collaboration across institution or a discipline-based training. We do long-term mentoring programs for authors, either individuals or groups. That Academy Online I mentioned. We do offer the ability to help you build an Academy Online course for your own school's professional development. So if you wanted to talk and have a place to host something along those lines, we can work with you to do that. And I mentioned that we did a lot of grants. So if you're looking into writing grants that might be beneficial to your students, the best way to get a really powerful grant application approved is to have a good dissemination metric. So if you're going to build something anyway, and it's going to be useful for your students anyway, if it's useful to you and you think it'd be useful for others, partner with us, and then we can give you a platform to host it and then make it much more easier to disseminate widely. That's why a lot of people do work with us, and that's where a lot of these tools have come from. And then we also have ways you can disseminate products within your grants through our system as well. So I wanted to mention those and say that those can also be found on that same Academy website, but underneath the faculty resources, there's Academy Services. And the Academy Services, just as an overview, they are listed off by different areas. Some of them are free, and that's a lot of them. That's the ones I mentioned here. They're listed there. And then we have things like the designated office hours if you wanted to have specific office hours for your campus, those individual mentoring plans, what they come with, getting access to our LibreTexts Academy Online, whether you want virtual workshops or in-person workshops, cohort mentoring, or an ongoing hosting collection page if you'd like to have something like that. And each of these are accompanied by a certification, which we provide that can help faculty when they're putting together their promotion packages and things like that. So with that, I wanted to thank you all for abiding with us on this adventure through all of the things LibreTexts, LibreNet, and Academy. And we do want to mention, if you don't have a LibreTexts account, feel free to start the registration process, ask us about it. Otherwise, we can chat with you about any questions you may have.